Well, there you go. Yeah, live chat. So now if you go to YouTube, so if we go to our YouTube link here, where's my oh, here we go. My channel.
I have a huge respect for design.
Not my channel. We want Creator Studio.
What do you use for design?
Oh, there it is. Live stream. Nope. That clicked on. Oh, that's it. That was a previous live stream that was recorded.
いや、最初からローカルダタイにしといて、こっちで空きが出たら向こうから移ってもらえばよくないですか。
7時の時点で。じゃあ7時の時点で、奇跡があったら向こうは連れてくる。
So there you go. That's live. So that's live.
Okay.
And I can send you.
Wait, where is the camera?
There's a delay. Yeah. Give it a second. It'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put this in here. Oh, wrong one. There you go.
Okay. Could you put the microphone on? Everything on?
Everything's on. You can go in the other room and test it out. It's in your Facebook chat.
And can you put the presentation on?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing next.
I'm gonna try to make this.
What's that? Yeah,
This
yeah.
has to
So
face over here.
we're gonna need a chair or some sort of stationary support.
Hey, is that Delson? Hey.
Yo!
What's up?
You made it, dude. What's up?
Of course.
How you doing? What's up? I'm just setting up the live stream, man. Give me a second here and we'll chill.
Anyone programmers here? You guys? Okay, so this is mostly object oriented, right? Okay, cool. Understand. You got a background in that?
I usually do JavaScript the most.
JavaScript the most? Oh.
It's web and it's more flexible.
Okay. Well, I got a background in Java effects, and, you know, and C++ if that helps in any sense. Okay, Andre, Yoshi. Oh yeah. Well, yo, Delson, it was nice seeing you.
Dude, yeah, I'll see you around, man.
All right. How's things at Homework?
It was good, dude.
Fun?
We'll catch up. We're gonna catch up.
Yeah.
All right.
Seem to be early today, no? Sorry, we seem to be early. Yeah, it's a few people. Is it supposed to be full? I never actually. No, it's probably yes, because if there's one people there's others. So what do you say? I don't study anything right now. I study medicine. Portugal. What about Portugal? What about you? I did it. I have my degree. And now I'm doing advanced PhD.
What's up?
Studying
I think the stream is really slow. You can go
Yeah,
check it
it's
out.
gonna have a delay, but
No, it's just like completely stopped. It's just loading.
oh, let me see here.
Is there any way to improve it?
It was really fun. Yeah.
So-
Biophysics on the degree of medicine. So I really like it. I was searching. I was searching for a unified theory of physics.
Can you
So what do you like to? So what do you?
can you have the video in lower quality and audio as well?
We were going.
Is there a way to control if it's in high def or
So no, it's just picking up the raw feed of that camera quality. So whatever that camera is. So we're gonna be, either way, however we slice it, we're gonna get bottlenecked by the internet connection here.
But Google Hangout, it didn't happen.
studying
Right.
type.
Because Google Hangout, you're streaming the webcam quality, and then if you turn off video, then you're just streaming
probably
audio.
less, right? Less
Yeah.
weight on the PC. Isn't that better?
It is, but then we can't record the event, and we also won't have.
We have another PC, so we can use this to record it, and then have another.
We could
laptop
do-
connected to
Yeah, I
just
mean-
do the Hangout.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
The system that can like self improve themselves. Like every step they can like learn, okay, this work and this not.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Yuki asked me to come help out.
Like say, okay,
Everything.
the kids train
You have another laptop, right?
maybe
What?
they
You have
feel
another
like
laptop,
they
right?
No.
just find the ways to make
Today. No, I mean, right now we're just sorting out like audio and visual stuff. Do you have any experience like live streaming stuff?
I know as much as you.
Yeah, I mean,
professors on
I've been working with this stuff for a while. It's been like a whole 48 hours.
Live streaming.
I didn't know like there was people who have like whole setups and like rigs for live streaming. It's insane. I thought it was just like plug a camera in, get a microphone.
Yeah, there's like Google Hangouts and there's
Whoa!
Sorry.
あ、そうなんですか。学生さんですか。学生さんですか。
はい、一応卒業して一応働いて。
あ、そうなんですね。日系企業ですか。
あ、いえ、CBS っていう会社一応なんか
Does this projector have a remote?
I say
で2週間がっつりオンラインでやったんです。
スクリーンシェア。
ハンガウト。
スクリーンシェアできます。ハンガー
向こうの人さ連れてくる。
ドで。で、マイクがこれで大丈夫かなって感じですか。座って立ちます。座って話しますか。ここで。目の前で。
ちょっと待って、どこで出すの？
So this is good because we'll need to record it and probably stream it on the day of the hackathon and Ideathon.
Right.
So what?
That's
So we
why
need practice.
this
What
is
is-
the test. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a.
So let's make sure we
I
have
practiced
a good one.
once today. Now this is a dry run.
What I
Yeah.
share? What I'm sharing?
Yeah. What are you sharing?
I don't know what I share.
Screen share?
Oh, the PowerPoint?
Yeah.
You want me to share what PowerPoint?
Wait, is this screen shared right now? On
I'm-
Google Hangout?
I'm doing now.
Okay. And then. Okay. Okay. Go to the Google Hangout. And then share.
It's shared.
Just presents. Yeah, that's what we need.
なってる？
あれ変わってないですけど。
Are you on Hangout? Delson?
No. This is not on Hangout at all.
Where's the HDMI?
What do you, the HDMI is connected to this.
Can we connect it to this one?
Yeah. Yeah, we
That one
can.
should be fine, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
確かにちょっと今の時点でこれ
HDMI じゃない。
こっちに来てもらっていいですか？
うん
あとこれ渡すんだったら。
あじゃあ配ってってもらっていいですよ
これですか？
はいこれですはい
これが邪魔で入らない。
壊れてるし潰れてるしこれ潰れてますよこれ使える
これをこっちにつなぎの、それをこっちにつなぎの。
向こうのじゃあセラップそのままそれとも持ってくる？向こうのセタップ持ってくる？
Would you guys want to come over here? Get closer to the screen.
いい感じ。繋がりませんけど。
Be careful with that wire right in front of you. So are you gonna connect this? I have another little dongle. Do you want to try this one? This has HDMI plug in it.
From here?
HDMI to Thunderbolt, yeah. So the HDMI cable was working for this. Here.
Yeah, so we're building.
Oh, is that the remote for this one?
So it's like basically.
Yeah. Can I see that?
Something
Because I just want to fix this ratio. It's killing me.
So much better. Android development to
It's killing me.
Have I ever seen? Yeah. So this is what I'm doing right now. At first I was like literally just brute force coding everything. But then I figured out there's this platform that you can use just to like drag and drop. And then the code gets generated on the IDE that you use. So check it out. Do you have a background in Java?
I'm not a coder.
No.
Not a coder.
You're like physics background? Math background. Business background, yeah. Okay, just plug in. I'll try to write the processor. Yeah, so it's pretty similar to what you might see. Yeah. This class and get some code. So, whatever.
Oh, I said it dark. You can change it over there.
I like the.
Yeah, that's a little too bright.
Alright, dude.
That's good.
We're good.
I use Spectrum.
That's what people are seeing, so
Yeah.
it looks good online.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And do we want the camera to the presenter?
That's fine because they're gonna catch the audio, so it doesn't really matter if they see us or not, right?
Let's
Focus on.
Huh? It's only 7. Right?
Yeah,
I
are
mean,
we
it
starting
is
at
supposed
7?
to. Should we wait a bit to get more people?
It's up to you. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Great. Good. Yeah. Thanks for joining us on Thursday. There you go.
So
Can you guys hear me okay?
Or should I be using the mic?
Like,
Mic?
The mic's a lot better.
Is it? Okay, alright. For you guys, we'll use the mic then. That's good.
Can you guys see the screen in the back? Good?
Good? Okay. Cool.
7, right? Almost. So, you have to speak with this thing?
Yeah, if we want to, yeah.
No, when you speak. It's gonna
Or you
connect
can
to
just
this
speak
one.
So, yeah, you
When-
can.
When
Everyone
when
can still hear me if I'm not using the mic, right?
But for the people in the back, you guys said you want the mic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Better, yeah, use it.
So, I have another like little microphone, and I tried like hell to to work it with this one, but that's gonna be for the ideathon, and for the actual event, we'll get it. So we're just waiting for a few people on the other side of the stream to get ready. We have some people in Japan joining us. So, do we not? Oh, we did. Okay. But how many people here are programmers? Engineers? Artists? There we go. Okay, yeah. Cool. Some diversity, some different backgrounds. How many people here from community college? Hell yeah. All right. Cool. drink.
Check. So then right here, use seam motor. Heard of them? So you just click on my guide, and I'll like you still trying to get interested. Everything was going weird. Really warming. It started up later because of the later doing I was like, oh man, it pieces interactive. So you usually interact literally the same thing. However class you want, you got to have a board, you know, like combo, anything that like most people don't get some
They're trying to leave that trying to get up.
Doesn't work with mine.
I want to move this chair to the back. Or if you can move
I got another project too.
Yeah, let's take over the chair.
Yeah, because people actually come. So maybe just go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many people have participated in the hackathon before? About NASA, is that? Oh, so everyone's first time? Okay.
Here, dude.
Who are the computer scientists, students with computer science majors? Right here. So,
Your voice is not carrying back here very well.
how about the how about this now?
Better.
Oh, better? Cool. Oh, this is loud. How about engineers? Mechanical engineers? Okay, cool. Just three of us. How about non-engineers? Nice. You want to tell like why you decided to come to info session? Are you interested in like NASA or interested in coding?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah?
I'm a big fan of NASA. I watch countless
Me too.
hours of space videos.
Yeah.
I'm a UX designer, so I think being able to be in a room filled with coders, it's important to have a UX person to be able to validate whether or not we're building something that's.
Oh, so you're UX designer. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so I participated in this event 2 years ago, also as an organizer and participant. I'm a mechanical engineer, so I have no coding experience at the time, but I still enjoyed it. So, even if you don't have any coding experience, I think hackathon sounds a lot like, just hacking, and it requires a lot of computer knowledge and coding knowledge. All I knew at the time was a little bit of MATLAB, so as any other mechanical engineering student. So I highly recommend participating, even if you're not computer scientist or don't have any, or you might want to have a little bit of programming language experience, or if you have like a really specific knowledge on, say, earth science or space science, I think that you can still contribute to the team, right, with your specific knowledge. So that's just my experience. But anyway, should we start? Or? Still late? Yeah. What like you want? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, cool.
I think you don't have to put so close to it.
Okay.
That's the way it is.
Alright.
Who else are we?
Also, so in order to participate in this hackathon, you'll need to form a team. So feel free to mingle and find your teammates here. What's that?
Five-ish?
How big?
Usually 5 to 6, right? Yeah.
It's a 48-hour event,
just speak
so if
microphone.
your team's too big, you're going to spend a lot of time doing like administrative work and like trying to,
Delson?
you
You should
communicate.
speak on my microphone.
But if you so smaller teams tend to be more nimble, right? It's a short event, so you want to just keep that in mind. We don't have a limit to how many team members you can have on a team, but that's something to keep in mind.
So are we going to get started?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
So, should we just do introductions first?
Yeah, so, start.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's our leader.
Hey, how are you guys? Good. So thank you for coming. This is actually in possession of Isaac Boston. So how many people knew this event before and just got to know this week, last week? I think kind of it's been there for 5 years, 6 years from 2012, but then we're actually doing our innovative NPO organization. So actually we are going to present for the info session for like hour, and then so you guys can ask any question if you have. So let me just introduce ourselves. So we actually NPO based in Boston, so trying to connect Japan and Boston to foster entrepreneurship mindset. So we're gonna go to explain later, but we have some special collaboration projects with Japan. And then this is actually an organization, me, Eriko, made in 2014, and then we are having this hackathon since 2014. So this is the 5th year. So we've been gonna be having awesome experience with you guys. It's great to have you guys this year. So then we're actually trying to cross-border collaboration for entrepreneur mindset anyways. So doesn't relate to NASA, but we're gonna go to NASA things. Yeah, so yeah, I think there is. Just trying to show you the past. That's fine. This is from 2014. Okay, just a little bit of flavor of what happened. So, anyway, so we're actually going to present with a team, me, Eriko, and then here's Delson, and then Shunta, and then reception, then Yuki, our team of Innovative. So I'm gonna hand it to who's next speaking? Me. Okay, so Shunta is gonna explain about. Okay.
The next few slides me with the last religious situation.
Yeah. Hey there, guys. My name is Delson Dasilva. I found out about the NASA space apps back in 2014. I came and checked it out, and I just thought it was amazing to see all these people in a matter of 48 hours come together to tackle these global challenges issued by NASA across these several different topics, to work together to develop solutions. People from all over, as you saw, developers, engineers, artists, designers, all working together in a true sense of collaboration, not competition. It is a competition, but the focus is collaboration, and you'll slowly understand why we emphasize that way. As you can see, last year in 2017, over 187 cities participated in this event. It is a global event, and it happens simultaneously. So it's a huge global effort. It's a very large community. For months on end after, you see online all these different presentations, these videos, these efforts. You see the live streams, and you get to see what other people did in other cities and other parts of the world. It's very interesting. I got it. All right, don't got it. There we go. So the way it works here in Boston, we have, and you'll hear more about it later on, we have local teams and mixed teams. We provide a way for you to collaborate with people in Japan and have a mixed team where you have some team members here and some team members there. This provides an added dimension to the whole challenge in the sense of collaborating with different people from different cultures, and it's really important because realistically speaking, in any industry that you go into, that's what you're gonna have to do. You have to work with people from all different types of mindsets, and you should learn to leverage that as a tool as opposed to look at it as resistance or anything other than an advantage, really. So what happens is you compete throughout the 48-hour event, and then we pick 2 finalists here locally in the Boston competition, and then you have 7 days to make a video and submit to compete on the national scale, where NASA will pick the winners for each category and each challenge. So before I get into this year's challenges, I'm just going to speak a little bit about my specific experience. Yours could be different, but I had a different and just different, not better or worse. I had a great experience. So I've been competing. I competed 2015, 16, and 17. I got to work with all sorts of different people. I participated in the mixed team initiative. I do not speak Japanese. So if you were thinking about that being like a problem, it's not. Make sure you have at least one person in your team that does speak Japanese though. But yeah, no, it's a great time. You get to see how, coming from a different culture, you approach problems in a completely different way, and it's very refreshing to see that. So I've been coming through the event. I've 2015 and 16, I competed with a similar project, and we tackled a challenge from 2 different perspectives. And then on the 3rd year, I just wanted to come in and do something totally new. So that's what we did. All 3 years, I worked with different teams, different people, because that's how I felt I was going to get the most out of the event. Learning from other people and collaborating with other people. On top of that, I was very fortunate. This is a competition with a focus on collaboration, but we're going to have plenty of sponsors there, and I highly encourage you to reach out and talk to those sponsors because they can help you in terms of professional growth and development. Right now, I'm in a co-op that came out of an individual I met, a judge that I met in the 2015 competition. Right now, I work over at Mass General Hospital on life detection systems for Mars, and that's because I networked with a research scientist that was a judge here at the event. So keep your mind open, introduce yourself, talk to the sponsors, the judges, and connect, because you never know what's possible. So this year, NASA announced the challenges, and they're going to be focused on, building things on volcanoes, icebergs, asteroids, what the world needs now, and help others discover the Earth, a universe of beauty and wonder, and an icy glare. So these are very broad categories. Within these categories, there will be several challenges that you can pick. Some of these are challenges that NASA has already issued and have solutions for, and they're looking for new innovative approaches. Some of them they have not addressed yet, and they're just looking to see what's possible and what people can imagine. So another thing that's really cool about this event, NASA opens up a lot of access to several of their databases. These are from instrumentations that constantly is collecting data. Right now, I'm sure you've heard of it if you're going to school or if you're in industry. Big data is a huge challenge, right? There's so much information. How do you leverage it effectively? How do you use it? What can you learn from it? What's the most effective way? What are the best tools to do this? What are the most efficient tools to do this? So NASA opens up a lot of those databases. Sorry, NASA opens up a lot of those databases for you to experiment and play with. So these are some of our sponsors. As I mentioned, they're going to be there. We have, we're always in communication, so there's potentially more sponsors towards the actual execution event.
Thing to this.
Sure, of course.
How many people is not programmer here? Is not programmer, but you want to bring okay. So here's the thing. There's a Kingdom is a company, and I'll let you. I just got a confirmation that sponsor are going to provide a product, which is it's like a cloud software that you can actually don't need to code, but you can actually make the product that drag and drop. So it's are you Japanese, right? Do you know Cyborgs? You know Cyborgs? Yeah, there's a company called Cyborgs in Japan. So they actually trying to introduce product in here. I'm gonna introduce the product information later, but anyways, my point is our company providing product, the tool that you don't need to be the programmer, but you can build a product.
Is that all of it?
Cool. So we're gonna have 2 mentors this year. Each year we have mentors who is gonna help us either in technical challenge. It could be you might have issues communicating with Japan side for international teams. So the first one is Christopher Carr. He is shout out to Chris Carr. That's my boss. Yeah, he's my boss. He's boss. He's a research scientist in MIT. Don't know how to pronounce that. It sounds hard. The next one is Karen Panos. She is gonna help us with anything with like cross-cultural collaboration or in general. And I think in one of the events she came to us to do some demonstration on how she can help us, and I think it's gonna be very helpful, especially for those who are not who have not much experience on the cross-cultural collaboration or just like remote working. Okay, so let's talk about ISAC 2018 Boston. So NASA ISAC is held in so many locations, but one thing that's unique in our location, as you might have been hearing, is that we have international teams, which consists of people from Boston like us and people in Japan. So organizers in Japan are currently trying to collect participants for this event so that we can combine those participants from Japan and us to form what's called an international team to provide cross-cultural collaboration. And of course, we have Boston local teams where you can just form within yourselves. So I'm going to talk about Boston local team first. In order to join the Boston local team, you need to first form a team. Find your friends here, or you can find your friends at your school, your company, and get them into your team. And the hackathon is going to be October 20th and 21st. So the only thing you need to do is to form a team and have them register. And I'm going to talk about the registration later. But that's the only requirement. So it should be pretty simple. And so as we talked about, innovators passionate about cross-cultural collaboration, entrepreneur mindset. That's what our group does. And because of that, we want to emphasize on the international teams. I'm going to go briefly over. So international teams require multicultural, diverse. International teams are multicultural, diverse, skilled. We work across geographies, and your team must be working towards the same goal. And you might imagine there's going to be some a lot of things that you have to overcome in order to do that. You have to be very open to diverse ideas. You have to be able to solve your problems through remote collaboration, and there's a time difference between the Tokyo and here, so you can imagine that might be a problem as well. And you must be also willing to cooperate with each other, of course, for teamwork. Yeah, so these are things that we're looking for if you want to attend in the international teams. We're gonna send this PowerPoint over later in the email, or Eventbrite, through Eventbrite. So all the details you can see later. But the most important thing for international teams is that we're gonna have what's called Ideathon next Thursday or next Friday, where you will pitch ideas, and people from Japan will be attending remotely to this Ideathon, and so they're gonna hear your ideas, and we're gonna vote on which ideas we want to pursue on. So there's gonna be several ideas that's gonna come out of the Ideathon, which we're gonna form teams around those. So that's first important thing. So in order to go to the Ideathon, we want you to submit your idea by October 4th. It can be like 3 slides on your PowerPoint, just really briefly going over which challenge you want to tackle and how you plan to solve it. And we want you to pitch your idea. It could be really short. We don't expect you to have an answer right now. Just briefly why you're doing it and what you want to accomplish within that. And it's going to be here, right?
Yeah. Same.
And after that, you're going to be we are going to select the ideas to form the teams around. And I think we're gonna be responsible for forming the teams to make sure that each team has enough skill set and people who can speak Japanese and English, so that each team has a way to communicate well. So I'm gonna go briefly over this one. Register on Eventbrite. The registration link is gonna be open after this info session. And step 2, next week, come to the Ideathon from 7 to 10:30. Well, that's pretty late, but that's because of the time difference. So we appreciate for that. And the coffee is going to be provided by our sponsor, apparently. So for the Ideathon, prep before, just have few slides to explain your idea and submit it to us. We'll send you a link to submit your ideas once you register through Eventbrite. And what to expect: self-intro and pitch your own ideas, and we're gonna vote on all the projects and which projects you want to work on, and then we're gonna decide which ideas are worth pursuing to form international teams. And after that, we are going to form teams and create a Slack channel for each of the teams, so that you guys can start communicating. More on this, we'll tell about this at the Ideathon. More to come later. And this is a very tentative schedule for now, but this is usually how the hackathon goes based on the previous years. Cool. Yeah, so as I said, I'm gonna send this over to you guys later. So I wrote out what steps you need to take for each attendees. Most important thing, just register on the Eventbrite today. It's free, right? And just be prepared to have your idea, I guess, on next week. And NASA has not announced a specific challenge yet. They announced categories, but they don't have specific challenge yet. And so hopefully that's going to come by next week, so that you can form a solution. At the end of this month?
Yeah.
So how are they supposed to have idea?
Can I elaborate a little bit, just a little bit? So you may be thinking, well, if we don't have the challenges yet, how can we prepare? Well, what you could be doing between now and then is figuring out who's going to be on your team, and then allocating your skills. So figuring out who knows how to do what, and then preparing, trying to take inventory of what kind of skills you have available, and potentially if you have hardware, if you want to bring hardware. There's going to be plenty of people with Raspberry Pis, monitors, etc., things like that, different development kits, things like that. You're totally open to whatever you want to do. Some people bring in VR equipment. So go ahead.
Yeah, go.
And if you're local attendees, again, register. Make sure you register. If you're not registered, the NASA's not going to be able to tell that you're submitting ideas, right? And come to the hackathon. It's a fun time to be with your teammates and your rivals for 2 days. And yeah, so get excited. Okay, for international team, just a few notes that there's going to be time difference. So you can imagine the midnight here is 1 p.m. there. So their prime working time is our I want to go to bed time. So just make sure, and we can send this over to you. The time difference is 13 hours, FYI. So if you want to be part of the international teams, register yourself before leaving the spot, before leaving today. And space might be limited just because of the number of participants in Japan side. If we want to make sure that number of participants match between the Boston and Japan. So if they have 20 people, the number might be 20 people. If they have 15, the space might be 15 people for international teams. Which should not discourage you to still register, right? You can still, if you don't get into international teams, you can still form a local team and have a blast.
So if you have a question, you can ask. This is actually how to register, but I think it's not fair to take the opportunity to take a question before. So if you have any question, okay, go ahead.
Maybe to one of them, what were challenges that you guys worked on from the previous
challenges that we've tackled in the past?
Yeah.
So for the first 2 times that I competed, I focused on wearables, so wearable technology. Specifically, we were really interested in learning more about the EVA spacesuit. So we looked at NASA's suit and different limitations of that suit and modern day improvements that we can make. I mean, everyone here has heard the saying, we have more processing power in your little phone than they had when they first sent the satellite. The same is true for the suit. Believe it or not, there is plenty of outdated things that could be updated on the suit. And then the third year was we focused on something here on Earth. I wanted to learn more about how to use data, big data and stuff like that. So we made a landslide tracker. So we have instrumentation that tracks hurricanes, earthquakes, volcanoes, etc. We focused on something that tracked landslides. So, any other questions? What did you work on, Shunta?
Okay. Well, my team worked on creating apps for I guess not tracking, but making sure that all the drones that are in the air do not go into do not fly zone, or there's a lot of legal restrictions on where the drones can fly. So we tried to come up with an app that notifies the user of where the legal restriction lines are for the drone operator.
Is that written in Android?
No, it was a website because it was just a prototype. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a really good point, dude. So basically, it's 48 hours. So we're not looking for a product or a highly polished, deliverable. We're looking for a solid concept with some legs that, the idea can stand on its own. That's what we're looking for. And like I said, some of these, or maybe I didn't say it, but some of these ideas go on to be startups. Some of these ideas are startups who are looking to validate their idea. Remember, you have these judges who are very high-level people, research scientists, CEOs, or founders of companies. They'll be critical. They can give you really good feedback on your ideas. So push them to their limits and see how far you can go.
So I think you've been explained that at the end of the event, right? We actually just pick up the 2 top ideas from each venue. So it's gonna send to the global judge. So that means, for example, 200 locations attend the event from over the world, and then 400 ideas gonna go to NASA. So your idea might be go to NASA, and then NASA people can judge, and then 2 years ago, right? The Toronto person, some NASA.
I think it was twice. We had one team did very well, and they placed. They were finalists on national level, and then the other one was People's Choice on national level, right?
No. They're both the finalists.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, sometimes there's a NASA, the community person might contact you. This is cool idea. I wanna be part of your. So it's good. It could happen. So as long as you're doing it good, so it's good happen in your either exposed to NASA at the end of the day. So if you are a global finalist and you're going to be finalist of like a top 5, you're going to be invited the next launch or whatever the space shuttle.
Rocket.
Yeah, rocket. So anyways, this is actually a link to register the hackathon itself. So everyone has a QR code in your hand, right? I guess. So the reason I emphasize you guys register is, especially for the I team, international team. I want you guys to be here next Friday in order to form team. So in order to do that, I actually got you guys to register yourself today at least. I mean, but tomorrow maybe. But that's why I actually just released a link to the so. Feel free to go ahead, register for the so I think you have register in your hand. I want you guys to go to, name yourself, network, just one introduction to get to know everybody here. It's okay? Cool? Yeah. Can you start?
Sure. Hi, my name my name is Yoshi. I am also a UX designer. I work for CBS as a UX designer, and I help their websites and digital apps and their digital experience. So nice to meet you.
My name is Peter. I'm a UX designer, freelancing right now. The only idea that I feel like might be useful, well, not useful, but I think that would be great to work on is showing more people about like places on Earth, right? I guess. Yeah.
My name is Rania. I'm a computer science student in Vancouver Community College. I'm interested in coding, and I expect from this to practice my coding skills and learn a lot of other skills. So that's it.
My name's Ian. I'm also a student at Bunker Hill Community College. I'm a comp sci major. From this experience, I hope to learn from people and see the different ideas that people may have. I currently take C++ and Java. That shows my skill sets.
My name is Zhao Wang. I'm working on a project that brings a successful software from China to America. It's a learning enhancement software that uses meditation to make you be able to process information in your brain, not relying on the pronunciation, so that you can read and memorize things much faster. Entrepreneurial mindset.
So I'm Andrea Marcus, and I'm a programmer. I like to do many things, I like to explore, but what I'm more interested now is learning how to communicate and how to collaborate with people. I'm also doing a project. I like entrepreneurship. I'm doing a project that customizes education for each personality type.
I am Sri Kiran. I work at Harvard IT as a data warehouse developer. My core skill set is to integrate data using SQL, Unix, and Python. I wanted to see how hackathon looks like. This is the first one I'm attending.
My name is Alex. I'm also a student at Bunker Hill. I'm on my second to last semester there. Pretty acquainted with object-oriented programming. I got a background in C++, Java, and Android. And I'm just looking to gain experience in like different problem-solving approaches as far as like collaborating with people.
My name is Jericho. I'm also a community college student. I'm a electrical engineering major, so I have experience in C++ and low-level programming, as well as hardware design. I've done a couple personal projects in my free time, and I pretty much wanted to come here for more project experience and working with groups.
My name is Rio. I'm also one of the students in Bunker Hill, and I'm very new to
coding, but I just wanted to
Danny, I also go to Bunker Hill, studying electrical engineering and computer science, and again, it's broadened my experience and everything. And I love space exploration, so definitely sign up for this. One idea I just had sitting here would be like search for extraterrestrials, like what signals are there that maybe we don't even know about besides radio frequencies, something like that.
So I'm Elena, and I'm from Mass Bay. There's a few of us here. I'm not into computer sciences, but I am interested, especially the Earth part, with gardening on Earth and in space, and that's my major interest. I work at local shelters, and I think that a lot of apps could be made for people to connect with resources for food, housing, and transportation.
My name's Ava from Mass Bay, and I'm kind of getting coding.
I'm Nick. I'm also from Mass Bay Community College, studying general engineering at Mass Bay. Yeah, I just want to maybe gain insight into future careers from this experience and just maybe learn new things.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey. I am currently a senior at Wentworth Institute of Technology, computer science major. A bit of a background in Java, C# and Android. In my free time, I've been working, learn how to use
My name is Emily. I'm from Mass Bay Community College. I'm in general engineering studies, and I'm just here to make someone to gain some experience and maybe learn a little bit more about programming.
Maddie, I'm from Mass Bay Community College, and I study computer and electrical engineering. I did research experience for undergrad, so I do at the University of Southern California this summer, where I was working on a virtual reality research project. And I'm here because I would like to learn more about programming and apply it to something, and in 48 hours it's not a lot of time to put into a great project that you have to show everybody you do with.
Stuart, I'm also at Mass Bay. A few of us are here from the engineering club. Came as a group. I'm an engineering major. I don't have any programming experience really, but I'm interested in doing this as a way to get some experience working with a team, developing some sort of solution for whatever you decide to work. Not sure. So, alright, give it
I am Matthias. I did physics. Nowadays, I do mostly coding in Python for data analytics, and I hope that we can learn something together. I really want to get some practice into working in teams and make it together more than we can make ourselves. So.
Kelsey, I do design and communications, and it's just sounded really fun and interesting, so that's why I'm here.
My name is Ketan. I'm a graduate student in computer science at the Northeastern University. I have experience of programming in many languages actually. JavaScript being the main one. I've done a lot in JavaScript. And yes, the challenges seem quite appealing here, and so I'm looking forward to it.
I'm a software developer, and worked on this for a while, and
That's just funny. It's awesome.
What's his name? Is he gonna participate? There you go. What's his background? There you go. He's still undecided, right? Good. Yeah.
So then, if you have any question,
We'll be around, so you guys are free
Yeah.
to like hang out and
so
meet up, mingle
then
and stuff like that.
if you need a help for registering
Yeah. Come talk to us.
yourself in the Eventbrite, we can help you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Yeah, so we'll have this up here, and we also have some laptops if you want to use to register, because it's a little bit of a long process. Well, I wouldn't say not long, but it takes a few minutes. So make sure you do that here. If you have any questions, come to us. And thank you for coming.
So see you hackathon or next Friday. If you are
Next Friday is for Ideathon, right?
Yeah, that's
Ideathon for IT.
Hackathon can come directly on October.
Correct.
Local team people can come on the 20th, yeah.
Next Friday,
Delson.
It's Friday, 7:30, yeah.
So in terms of like a UX design,
Are you doing local team or?
we focus on is like more so, especially with me, is like a high fidelity, actual.
Yeah, so honestly, I'll be honest with you. I see your skills coming in very helpful for like
I would recommend you to do before.
front end and like polishing, like thinking about how a user could integrate, like interface with it. So you're probably going to be doing like a mock-up or a render. Maybe if you want to like program some of the interface features, like you're more than welcome to.
I mean, I have like zero experience with programming.
That's fine, but like so for example, I'll give you an example of something like tangible that I work with. So the landslide tracker, the idea was to provide a resource for people who live in landslide prone areas. So we wanted to make it look easy to digest, right? So we had a whole it was organizing the sections of like what to do before, during, and after a landslide, how to prepare, what should be in your emergency landslide kit, what are the resources to stay up to date on like landslide developments, things like that. And then we also had a tracker that tracked like storms and stuff like that. So we had someone who was a little bit more used to design, like kind of do some renders and mock-ups of what the app's going to look like. You know what I mean? So that's going to help the judges see like, wow, this is order of magnitudes easier to use and digest than what we currently have available. There's serious value here in this idea. You know what I mean? But maybe you're not programming that app all the way.
So are we doing any like research in that time? Like are we like
so
just doing assumptions?
obviously, the more research you have, the more solid ground you're stand on, right? Because if you get up there and say, oh, we're every year people die from falling through ice all the time, and we wanted to figure out this. It's like, well, okay, but what if you don't live on ice, or only 3 people die a year from that? It's like, that's Google. Like you could have Googled. So you want to you want to have some research, but you're not going to be like required to cite like research from journal publications. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you got 48 hours to like publish. You know what I mean? So there's it is a balancing act a little bit there, but obviously the more different we have a citation, like it's pretty big. One of the people that beat us last year, 2017, they had their idea was I was looking at I was like, dude, all right, please. But basically all it was ISS, you go through 17 sunsets. How do you think your body for circadian rhythm's going to handle that?
17 a day?
Yeah. So sunrises and sunsets, right? So that fucks with your sleep. So they came up with a little band that shines light down. It doesn't shine light in your eyes, but it shines light down. So when you wake up in the morning and there's like this natural sunlight coming in and it helps you wake up, well, there's research to prove that if you subject yourself to certain wavelengths of light, it produces signal over your body and your activity changes. Exactly. And so if you But if you, one second. And then if you change the wavelength, you can actually induce a light level of drowsiness, right? So if you take away that natural sunlight, you subject yourself to some low, blue wavelengths, things like that, you can induce some drowsiness. And in the research that they cited, it was concluded that different wavelengths of light is the equivalent of like 20 minutes of that light is equivalent to like a cup of coffee. That's huge.
Is that comparison to like the blue light that we get from?
Yeah, it all ties in, right? When we're talking different wavelengths of light, and you know that what you're talking about there, you've done research like you shouldn't be exposing yourself to that at nighttime because it messes with your circadian rhythm. You don't get restful sleep. Your body, obviously you know it's nighttime, but your body is like, what's going on? You know? So they literally just designed a band that would shine different light. And so your body would react to it. So, dude, and it was so nice. And it didn't work. They didn't even have like an LED thing that worked, but they did renders of like what it could look like. They had a picture of like an astronaut's like floating in space, and they photoshopped it on him, and they like did all the shadings. So it's like the judges could see that, and then they could tie it to the research, and they like, absolutely.
With the wearables that you were talking about, was that like you guys have anything to do with like graphite?
Do they have to?
My wearable? So my wearable focus on a few different things. So my name is Delson. What's your name again? Cool. So you just asked me about what some of the other projects did and like what are the timelines, how to leverage skills. Yeah. So. I'll answer it in the form of explaining like kind of what I do in the project, right? So we only have 48 hours, so we decided to, like I said earlier before the competition, we kept looking to see when the challenges came out. When the challenges came out, we already had an idea. We wanted to work on the suit, we wanted to do wearables because that was one of the top high-level categories. So then when they put out there to like challenge to improve the suit, we immediately just started. We actually looked up a journal paper where Chris Carr they tested a wearable computer inside the suit. So currently the suit has what's called a HUT, a hard upper torso. So that's where all the control panels are for like temperature, pressure, and all that stuff, and all the regulators and stuff like that is on the outside of the suit. So if you have a hard upper torso and you have a visor with a limited field of view, you can't look down. You can't look at that control panel. So how do you control it? Yeah, that's talk about low tech. They have mirrors in the wrist, so we're like, there's no need for that. Like we can fix that with like a phone. We can fix that with an edge display. We can fix that with, you know what I mean? There's tons of technology readily available to address that. So that's what we did. We looked at, through that paper, we looked at some of the electrical requirements for the suit, what are the voltage requirements, what are the fire hazard redundancies that they have inside the suit, make sure you don't spontaneously combust in outer space. So, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff like that. So, we literally, in 48 hours, we're like, all right, we got some Raspberry Pis, we got some Intel Edisons, so that's what we work with. We took the Raspberry Pi, we strapped it. I don't have it with me, but I broke off the bottom of my laptop case. We tied some strings to it. That was a back, kind of like a back plate, right? It was like where the computer would be on the suit. We like double-sided tape the Raspberry Pi to that. We had that talking to the other Raspberry Pi we had. That had a camera on it, and we put Velcro on we had like a little sleeve or a t-shirt. We put Velcro on that, so that was what we called an external module. So the idea would be that the suit had these, it had all your pressure, your temperature, your oxygen level, and then it could also communicate with your tools. Right? So if you know, they have this, we found out that in space they have a pistol tool that's like a drill bit, it's like a multi-tool. So if you knew how much battery life was left on it, you knew the speed that it was rotating, and you knew the heat if you're drilling something, that's very helpful information. If your ship breaks in outer space, alright, it's a wrap, let's go back to drawing board. That's time and money. So we focused on, in this order, we focused on improving the safety, comfort, and adaptability of the suit. So we focused on these high-level ideas, and then we focused in on you know, what are the one or two things that we could do to improve these aspects of the suit? And that's all we did. And then literally our prototype was a video on YouTube. Obviously I don't want to show you the link because it's so bad. but we literally used like a box of Joe from Dunkin' Donuts for the helmet. We used some iPhones for like a heads-up display for the reflection. And then we had Raspberry Pis connected to it, and we painted a picture, right, with solar vision. And that's what you're trying to do. We're not going to build a spacesuit in 48 hours. It's just not going to happen. We can't do that. So,
unless you're a fashion designer.
Dude, you'd be amazed. Like, there's a lot of people who come with some really cool ideas like that. One of my favorite ones was there's a satellite that like constantly takes pictures in space. So these people, they just made a web page, and all you do is put in the date and time that you were born, and it prints you out a birthday card with a picture of space and the time.
That's crazy.
That's so like simple, but it's beautiful. It's really cool. So it's not like the most complicated, the most dynamic, the most impactful, you know, the most anything that wins. It's just like, just have fun with it, you know?
What are some of the ideas you guys are thinking of, like, attacking?
You don't know them, right?
Well, they have like a few of them. I mean, I just
let me put up the categories.
Were there like 40
different items?
Under each category of thing, though? Like, on Earth things?
Yeah,
we already have a
that
team.
one stuck out to me.
Just one person sign up and put 6.
So, for the NASA page, you'll want to.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, you'll sign up as a team, and then you'll list your team members.
So this,
as far as I remember,
that might be
it's bad. I should remember.
What's on that? So like a drop down.
Universe. It's just really vague though. Besides like
Zero what?
I don't know. I feel
That
like it's hard
they
to
said
formulate
register.
a concrete idea.
I'd have to look at it again. I can't. No, we can just jump on it.
That's my
and
problem
find
too.
out.
I don't have
When you sign up on NASA's
ideas.
site,
Not
you
bad.
sign up as a team.
Good.
Yeah, right. And then
On
you list
NASA,
your
not
members.
bad.
Right?
On NASA side?
Yeah.
But that only needs to be done before the end of the hackathon.
Right, you don't have to do that now. So when they're registering right now, they're registering
just on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite
Yeah,
to
do that.
say that you're
Individual.
and that is individual.
Yeah, that's individual.
So we can get access to the site.
What's that?
You get access to the site. Oh, do that?
Yeah, so that's the Eventbrite.
Yep. That's the only thing.
But I don't get how it works. If you present an idea and it gets improved, you have to wait till October 20th to start working on it?
No. So you're free to do whatever you want up until the competition, but
well, that's when we're presenting.
Yeah, so it starts Saturday morning, and then we give you the space. You're there, you're with your team, you're working, whatever you want to do, and then Sunday morning you come in and you Sunday you come in and you present. So, I mean, like to answer someone else's question earlier, like. I had a friend that I knew I was gonna work with, and then we were looking at the idea. Originally, you know, like in the military, how they have that backpack with like the weave, and you can like strap different. Yeah, so that's what we wanted to do. That's what we wanted to do for representative. So we wanted to like make it so you could like put a bunch of stuff on the suit, and then we realized like that would just be way too cumbersome. So then we're like, all right, let's look at what the suit needs. You know, let's see what it has, and then figure out what it needs instead of just like, oh, let's do this to the suit. You know what I mean? So you're free to do like research, look around, see what's going on, and then just kind of have some general background, and then come in and hit it hard. I just keep checking the NASA website.
Where is that?
If you just Google space apps, NASA space apps, yeah. I think the only thing you'll find there right now is these categories. Another great thing that you can do is you can look at past years and see the challenges that they had for past years.
That's on the same website.
Yeah, so they differentiate by like the subdomain 2017, 2016.
I see.
Certain projects.
So on the investment, you want to have individually on the NASA website. I don't know if the registration is open yet. It really is. Your registration, and then you'll Correct. Because the Eventbrite one's going to tell us how many people are going to show up here, and then for the national one, you're just on, hey, we participated, here's our idea. And they'll give you a space to like put links and your GitHub for your code, and then talk about the like they'll select the challenge that you best, and then write a little bio about your project.
So the distribution
This one's today. Yeah. You can't. That one. Yeah, you should do that as soon as possible. The local event is going to be limited, right? Like the space was already kind of crowded.
They started They did it?
The NASA registration, you just have to do that before the end of the year. You can do that on the day.
So what? So I'm not sure exactly the team. I really don't know who from Wentworth is even doing this. So how am I supposed to be finding and joining the team?
With one of the programs. My first time in computer schools, like US.
I use a computer science major.
Okay. So I was like,
you have ideas, right?
I'm like US. So I bought all my books in the class, and they dropped it.
What do you do? What's your background?
They dropped it.
Computer science. And you guys, what's your specific coding?
Languages are Java and similar or object-oriented.
Okay.
Alright.
You guys ever work with hardware?
The only time we're with hardware is actually with
like someone turn on the faucet. That's all.
So maybe like I personally, I literally took this. I tackled this event. I wanted to make sure I did something that I had never done. I wanted to have no background in it, so that I could take that. I learned this at the NASA space. You know what I mean? Okay. So that in and of itself is a challenge. So, you know, like the real point here is just to have fun with it, right? So, you're not gonna get a grade. You know what I mean? One thing I will say though is like some of these projects I have used them in class projects. So I've taken them like, hey, I have a background in this now, and so then like I did a circuit theory at Bunker Hill, and so I used part of the suit project in an extra credit project in physics too, which had like circuit theory. So that helped me out. That was like a 2 for, you know what I mean? So I do that. Good question.
Yeah.
About registering or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't sworn I could shoot
I think Alex said something.
Send to Alex?
He said somebody sent something.
Yeah, I did send to Alex just like weeks ago. Yo, Alex. Dude, you got to do it in the bunker.
There's a whole, from the computer science club, there's a whole, we just came for the club with a whole bunch of the
to be honest, I'd rather have the information or like even
in the team. But if you have a lot of people, it's going to get messy with logistics, right? You constantly going to be like, all right, who's doing this? Oh, I'm working on something. You like, no, like, what should I be doing? Like, it can get messy. So, the smaller team, you can move. But obviously, the more work, so, you know, it's a balancing act. That's a skill you have to have in industry, right? Like, how to balance people, management, workloads, that's all part of this.
You can just
choose
this one and tell
how was the
So I'm kind of here.
I think what they're looking for is like someone who
don't have an idea right now. Still a good experience regardless. It's probably more from Bunker Hill.
I will say I strongly encourage you guys to work with people from other schools.
And I think it's like
there's nothing stopping you from joining the Bunker Hill team. It's really cool, but you know.
So it's like more or less like,
huh?
Can you help me outside real quick, maybe?
Okay, let's see what you got.
So it's kind of like if you're.
So you came here to ask me that first. So basically, you came to see some of your help with
If anyone has experience with hardware, I'm working with MSP4 microcontroller. It's basically like an industrial version of a CD board. If anybody has experience working with microcontrollers, I'd like to talk about that.
I'm more like on the UI.
Yeah, so like, but then there's like, you know.
Okay, do you know how to work analog to digital conversion?
Projects that like if you manage
yeah, let's exchange information.
So they'll be probably asking you but also obviously like if
you started off at Bunker, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did too many years ago. I transferred out to Wentworth. Yeah.
What'd you have for a
computer? What'd you have for 120?
I didn't. So I did do 120. That's introduction to C++. I had to
showed it to one person.
Yes.
And you're number one in his heart?
Dude, he's number one in mine. You know, I forgive him yeah, I did he has like a final project in that class, right?
For Java?
Well, no, I did for C++.
Yeah, like,
We have for Java, we have a semester project for Java.
Yeah, we had a semester project for C++. I controlled, so I attempted to control RC car with an Xbox controller over Wi-Fi over the internet. And so I went off in a tangent, using Python, and I didn't even I had this code for C++ to integrate it, but I didn't even get to do it. But it still gave me a B for it, just because I had done so much on that project. And he's like, all right, this is your code. You wrote this, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, it's not C++.
Why'd you use Python?
Because a lot of I was in that phase where I was just looking up tutorials for everything, and everything I could find, I used Python to control the motor bridge, this pulse width modulator, because you needed a pulse width modulator to control the motor of the RC car, and so everything I found was in Python for that. I couldn't find it in C++. But the C++ is what talked to the inputs from the controller. So that was C++, and then I had that talking to, or I was working on trying to get that to talk to the Python that controlled the pulse width modulator, and then that would, when I moved the controller, it would tell the RC card to move. But I had the connection over Wi-Fi, so I had a Raspberry Pi on the car. I had the Raspberry Pi connected to the motor driver, and the motor driver connected to the motor on the car. And then I had a wireless Wi-Fi dongle on the Pi, and then I had a hotspot taped to the Pi, and then I had a battery taped to everything.
How fast did that car move?
Dude, so there's this monster thing, and then I had just a cheap little router, and then I had all of that connected to the router locally, and then I had that router connected to my laptop, and so I would connect the Xbox controllers to the laptop, and basically now you had this totally independent satellite little card that I could control from anywhere, because it had its own mobile hotspot, its own power source, and its own computer.
How big?
And it had a camera. That was the other thing. I had a camera on it, so I could see what I was doing remotely. It was like some drone shit.
You're watching it on the computer?
Yeah. So I could see where I was going too far away. But like I said, I didn't manage to get the controls for the Xbox controller.
Did you put it on the shelf, or did you ever get it to work?
I still have it in a box, and I keep telling myself, when I finish this, it's gonna
end up doing that.
It's probably I'm probably just gonna hold on long enough, and then I think what's important is you gotta carry this on.
You gotta carry on the legacy.
Yeah.
I just built a Raspberry Pi card that could be digital from
They didn't exist.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Raspberry Pi just come out. Yeah, it was I was like, what is this? It's this tiny little computer. Like, I gotta use this. Like, I didn't even know what I'm gonna use this for, but I gotta use this.
We just made we kind of made like a little car. We didn't have a controller for it. We could control for the laptop.
For what?
Oh, for like me, Paul, and Ronnie Reed. It's like a little, we built like a whole wooden chases for the car. And I think it's too heavy though now, because like it moves slow. Yeah. And like the wheels are like not a lot. It kind of like turns so slightly.
What kind of is it a servo motor?
It was yo, I can't remember what it was. We had a Raspberry Pi, we had a controller board for all the motors and everything.
So there's a few different kinds of motors. So a servo motor is a motor that like turns a few degrees in each direction, and it goes back to zero naturally. It has like force feedback. And then there's a brushless motor, which is just meant for like high speed, right? And then if you invert the current, then it'll go in the opposite direction. And then there's a stepper motor, which is like meant for very precise movements.
The
so
same
like,
process.
Stepper motor is like what they use on like 3D printers, right? Because they have to move in one direction and back and forth like that. Typically, RC cars they come with brushless motors, but a lot of these kits they're either like really weak brushless motors or they're servos. And that's why they're really.
So that means, yeah, you probably have like a lot.
It's a kit, it came with a kit, right?
We bought it all. It did come with the kit.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think is your like amazing?
Well, I don't know, because we had a different chase that was like really light, and it was going like at a decent pace. The only thing we had to give it was kind of misaligned. It was really misaligned, so it like rotated heavily. So he built, he likes to build. He does carpentry, so like he built like a little wooden thing. It was cool and everything. Like it was really cool. It just looking at it, I'm just like it's pretty heavy.
Wait, does Bunker have like a 3D printer?
I don't think it does.
That's it. That's what you get a Fusion 360 for free. So Autodesk and AutoCAD. If you go on AutoCAD, Autodesk.com, you can sign up with your EDU account and you can get free Fusion 360, which has some crazy tools for 3D modeling. You can do simulations, and if you learn how to do that before you even transfer out, and it's really not that. It's like if you learn how to use like Photoshop, or if you learn how to use your IDE for programming.
Engineering 101, you can just sign up for.
Yeah.
One of the things was like pretty cool.
And you just put like if you're graduating like in 2018, you just put like 2021, and now you have to go through.
And UI, like taking on literally both tasks.
I was at a trade show earlier this morning, there's this new thing in manufacturing coming out that's it's starting to get really popular. Generative design. So you specify the constraints, and then you have the software build your code. So it's using artificial intelligence neural networks. So the designs are like insane. It's like really crazy designs. And then you pick which one you want because it gives you a bunch of options, right? Optimized for mass, optimized for strength, different materials. But a lot of these features, the way it works for specifically SolidWorks is when a new feature comes out, it's only available for the premium like industry license. And then the following year it becomes available for educational license. So next year we're gonna get that for in SolidWorks. It's gonna come in your student license. I don't know if Bunker Hill has SolidWorks yet, but Wentworth definitely does. So I'm really excited about that. But I know that I don't know, but I hope that's also coming for AutoCAD. Because Fusion 360 moves generative design, and then you specify your constraints easier than on SolidWorks. Because SolidWorks is model the part.
Like I think,
but I was blown away. I watched like a tutorial on how to do it on YouTube. What? Like, there's it's crazy. So I'll explain. I'll elaborate a little bit. So GE had a competition. They have this this mount on the side of the turbines that they use to hoist it up and pick it up, right? So this hoist has to be reliable, and the smaller they can make it, and the cheaper. The smaller they can make it, the cheaper it becomes, and they have to have it for every turbine, right? So if they made one that's standard for all of them and it's super cheap, that would save them millions of dollars. So they teamed up with GrabCAD, which is like a modeling, like a service that just hosts like models. Like you can just upload your design and share it with people. So kind of like a portfolio, right? They launched a competition and they had over like 600 entries. And there's like all these different designs and different materials and different approaches. And literally all it was like 2 screws into the turbine and then like a hole for you to like hook stuff, right? And so that's really easy for you to model a constraint. You have a cylinder where you have not an axial load, but it's a perpendicular load. There's a technical term for it. But you have a load through 2 holes, and then you have 2 bolt holes that have a fixed load, right? So you can model those loads, those constraints, in any just as cylinders, right? So you have 2 axial loads here for the screws, and then you have a through one that's perpendicular for hoist. After you model those constraints, you tell the AI, say, model the optimal design for an object that will handle these loads. And then it goes crazy. It just produces like a bunch of designs. The point is, like, a bunch of people designed it, and then they stacked it up against one designed by the AI. And I don't remember the results, but I really think that if the AI didn't win, it got the It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool little like case study.
What's it called, the AI thing?
It's the whole idea of the concept is called generative design. Yeah. Because it doesn't, the idea is like you upload the constraints and then it just constantly generates different ideas, because it's basically doing trial and error faster than you could.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
I thought it gave like one.
No, it can't give you the best, right? Because it doesn't. There's no way for it to know all of the external constraints, right? So it gives you a bunch of suggestions based on what you input, and then you have to decide like which is the best. Yeah, of course. Like we can't use, we can't use plastic, so we're not going to care for the designs that use plastic, right? We're looking for something titanium, corrosion resistant, chemical resistant, all these different things.
How'd you hear about it?
Hear about what?
They said what's it called? The
generative design?
Yeah.
I think it was like a Google card on like recent development and stuff.
So yeah, I consider myself a UX.
And then I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that happens.
You know how that goes.
Any idea when they're going to show all 4
yeah, I'm just trying to do the challenges.
I was actually
if I had to bet, it's probably going to be like maybe 2 weeks before the competition.
So then what do we do next Friday?
So next Friday, like you should be focusing on like what are your interests, like what are you interested in? Like there's categories, so you're free to think broadly, right? The whole reason why it's a challenge is because of the time crunch, right? So you can't like the most exciting part, like idea.
Next Friday was like you saying that backpack thing.
Yeah, like we'll give you examples of what people did in the past. We'll show you some of the challenges that NASA had issued in the past. A lot of the challenges come back. They come out with like slight changes, or because like I said, some of these challenges are challenges they've addressed. So last year they issued challenges that maybe they hadn't done yet. Maybe those challenges will come back this year, but now NASA has a solution, but they still want to see what other people will do for it. You know what I mean? So that's likely to happen. Maybe some challenges will come back. Like I said, with some slight changes and different iterations.
I thought Friday was supposed to present something.
So Friday you can pitch an idea. If like for example, like I knew I wanted to do wearables, so I could come up in front of everybody and be like, listen, so I have background in this, this, and this. I was doing some reading about the suit, and it's 2018, and they still look in the mirror. When they want to know about when they go to do a repair on the satellite, they use a laminated booklet for the schematics. We have Google Glass, we have VR headsets, we have micro displays. There's no reason why they should be looking at a lot. This should be something that they can integrate in an advisor. I'm interested in investigating it. So I'm looking for people who have experience with hardware, because I want to build prototype, I want experience with people who have worked with curvature, curved displays, because the optics for that are really challenging.
So you don't necessarily have to design.
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
You can just go in and listen to what other people are doing, get inspired by that.
Syntax wise,
just
they don't want to do all the basic concepts.
The best way would be to look at what previous challenges. Because you're not necessarily preparing, right? Like you're not going to learn a new language between now and then, right? So what you want to do is just figure out what you want to do. Figure out what's interesting to you. What do you want? This is an opportunity for you to focus 48 hours and get as far as you can on one subject or one idea. What do you want to invest your time on?
I mean, I still.
Interesting to you. What have you, like, maybe you've been exposed to something throughout the semester and you felt like, oh, we're only going to spend 2 days in this in class? I was really interested in that. It sucks so we didn't get to go over it.
With that, I was
doing that time for you to do that. This is you can leverage this opportunity.
I need to Python. Like Python is like very.
Did you guys use that?
I
don't think so. Oh, we might have. Not really sure. I unplugged it right away because it's done.
That's fine.
I did know a lot of instruments to navigate through the file. I haven't used it in a while.
Yo, Alex, you still here? Yo.
I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, you killed it. You got a ton of people, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my skills to use.
Yeah, dude.
I'm trying to do something.
Of course.
Like,
You will. You're gonna have fun. Like I was just telling her, like you could use the way I use this was like I just use this time. It's 48 hours for me to like fuck this editing. I normally wouldn't have the time to do. There's so much stuff you probably come across either in class or outside class. Like yo, let's do it. And then that's it. You never like get to go beyond that. Yeah.
But NASA has these APIs, right?
Yeah, and you can go back and you see what other people have done. Like, I really, dude. So I worked on the soup project, and I love the soup project. But we leveled up that.
So what's the program? If you're international, you have to go
Yeah. So you're Caribbean concept, right? You're not trying to like develop it now. It's ready to launch by the end of like it's crazy, right? So like you're showing some simple functions.
Because that's also when we released the overall.
We found this heat map that showed you rainfall, right? So we did some research. We found that there's several factors that contribute to
Pakistan.
the two main ones are elevation and rainfall. There's several other ones, but we're like, all right, let's just focus on the 2 main ones. Right there, based on those 2 events, we can calculate a percentage of landslides. Is it super accurate? No, right? It's not. But meteorology is not super accurate. It's going to tell you how to
So I ended up pivoting in like 2014. I mean, first I have to say,
you can write down the best way as an individual. You sound like so you based on actual that's
right now you're running so pretty much running
output it on
So
I did all the formatting and I looked pretty. And then someone else who did their job they connected the databases and did the calculations. And then someone else did a nice little beautiful mock-up. So either when it happened to look like before.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So right there we have
I don't have it
landslide factors.
I don't know what more this going.
The database was disabled, so the heat map isn't working anymore.
So where's the background?
I
know you're career science.
I never use like JSON, and then I'm not sure. So there's some JSON, I use JavaScript, I know that, and then I use HTML, there's some modification, embedding it into our page.
We're all gonna be there. We just don't know like a team.
And then I honestly don't know how they did that mobile app layout. I don't know how to program that.
I don't know if it'd be like Android. It's a that's a
He didn't
big
make
team.
an app, but it's like a little layout. It looked nice, and it was like kind of fake apps on his phone. You know what I mean?
Let me show you what I did in other places.
You know what else has some geos with that? So like as you're like reading the book from But it's about like what is your
Take that contact.
Essentially, I did take a couple of like web classes.
Can I just metadata, all that, and like learn about metadata? It's like that's not the best file, but
it's just like, then I know how to use it.
I work in JavaScript, but then somebody.
But it's just like,
There's like these little challenges in the some of them were
no, into it, and like, okay, well, I guess one thing.
literally was like my brain was like,
Those are problems. Those are.
I'll be honest with you.
You think you're learning for
Because they use like some
I mean, like, then it's like a double.
but that's where collaboration comes in.
Like, design is also
I worked 3 years ago, and now so much, yeah.
Dude, we gotta get Adrian stuff.
Yeah, no, Adrian and dude, you gotta be my friend Roman. That dude is like really like.
We gotta bring him in there.
He does not need So it's cool. It has like the little simulator.
What do you think about
Yeah. I've seen this for
Those are nice.
Alright, so
It's gonna change. And then like coding language always changes, so there's always gonna be something.
which type of
Still building.
So like,
trying to figure out.
so which one are you gonna put your eggs in?
We have to build
basically
keep going as
keep going as a designer.
I'm reading about Swiper.
So then we process and we extract
just
all
for
the
the
data
story,
from
I was
textual
like,
boxes and then send it into a SQL database.
That's not easy to do. So I work with the tool called OutSystem.
I
learned OutSystem is basically, I think I heard you earlier talking about
you can use it everywhere.
So OutSystem was also how to
like just see how like
and that's it was
how
like
the
its
program
forte was doing like the entry like that.
I
So
think
we
JavaScript
built a
is so
whole
dynamic.
app backend management system for a travel agency to manage schools. So let's say you're a Japanese business owner.
It's really hard to
your business partners. You want to see the Freedom Trail, and then you want to attend 2 conferences that are happening, right? So our travel agent would take in the company information, the 2 attendees, the account information, like for billing. You would reach out to vendors here,
Why do you do that?
restaurant, transportation, all of that's connected. So we're talking about vendor address, the restaurant, the hotel, and the boarding, right?
Well, not
all of
that
that's managed. So
because
all of it's like
my team
form,
did more.
interlinking databases. It was sick. It was like it was me and one other person. This whole application was 70% to production. And we had testing server, development server, and production server.
But if you do it that way,
It was like the most experience I've gotten in programming, and it was sick. I learned right a lot. I'll be honest with you, like, we taught me a lot about how to structure managing data structures, but I wish I did for programming.
Model view control.
No, dude, like, I'm telling you, it was crazy. It was just like, that was it. Like, you would.
I don't know. I mean, been doing art design, so it's like, I don't know what the fine line is between like transition to it, because whatever I showed them to use whatever I talked about, they use keywords or so like, it's kind of hard to say like what it was like. I did have another
Go tell them cheating is wrong. So that's what we're toast.
A lot of like,
do whatever you want.
I know, I heard that.
Yeah, so I got hired at before, and I think that might have
One of the challenges after the user interaction, one of these outcomes, you should be able to disable it.
Before that, I wasn't sure if it was
So every time I was interacting with the true button, it would disable the true button. It would disable the true button every question. You're a UX designer. Yeah, but then that's where that's when you start breaking things down into components. Like, where is the problem lying? Obviously, it's the next button. Some people don't re-enable the buttons when you set the flag.
Like in the like small.
It was
Like for me, like unknowingly, while I was, starting my company, I was kind of like testing out like this work, you know what I mean? So I guess like that's my experience in like slowly, testing these small parts to see if this works for my business. If not, I'm tossing it. If it does, let's build on it. Some iteration and stuff.
So this isn't even half of
always having a strategy or a plan. I didn't like working over.
We don't have like a
huge client or a huge one. Yeah, I always like the fact
we found sponsors of donating space. But like I said, 2014,
you guys asked to solve this problem. I don't care if you're I'm keeping your puppy on your first lease. What the hell am I doing with my stream? Doing X. There's literally 2014 changed my life.
It allows you to win. Yeah, I was gonna say it loosely, but it allows you to win the battle. Client.
Yeah, dude, check out those links.
Whoever.
In a more professional
Right.
Yeah, I got this.
I gotta break down my setup over here.
Alright, dude.
I'll see you guys around. For sure, man.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, it was nice meeting you.
What's your name again?
Truth.
Thank you guys.
Hey, it was nice meeting you.
We'll see you.
Hey, yeah,
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so make sure to submit your idea before.
Yeah, when I'm done, I'm a graduate. I have a lot of experience. Well, I feel
you need any help?
Oh, dude, I would appreciate it, man. Here, just like putting the